let's talk about March. March 2021. How do we do?
We did good.
Good.
Yeah.
275.
275. So do you guys know where that ranks in our history?
I mean, it's not the best month, I know that, but like the second best.
Second best month, yeah. If it was our best month, we'd have had a little extra money, but
Yeah.
you know, it's alright. It's still our second best month, so let's get our first off of that. Just to give you guys some context, last month was 234,000. You know, so 40,000 more. That's a pretty big deal. You know, it's like one killer agent. So 40,000 more, and then March 2020 was 215. So you can see how from last year to this year, big jump there, 60,000. So yeah, it was. You know, last month we ended with like, hey, we didn't do too well. Like we gotta step it up because 300, 234. We don't want to go down now. You know, we needed a bounce back month because we just don't want to have a trend of going down. So we came back up. So, and there's a lot of reasons to be excited for April. But I still want to talk about March a little bit. So what are some highlights? What are some things that happened that you guys remember from March?
It was a long month.
It was a long month. It was 31 days,
31
you know,
days.
so it was 23 working days. So it gave us a little extra time to get our numbers up. So that really helped us. But other things happened.
Do you remember the approval process?
Do you remember the approval
Yeah.
process? That was a big highlight for us, right? So that is something that will make a big difference for our operation moving forward. You know, it's not like our target market. That's not like we want to insure, but we never know who we're going to get. So being able to help them is something that we want to do because the leads cost money. So being able to help more people is a game changer, really. What else? Kind of a cool thing happened. It was kind of like the highlight of the month. It was like kind of a big deal to me.
Call the apartment house?
Talk about house, yeah. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, but definitely something that I'm super proud of and super happy about. But
You made the president's council.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you for that. We did. Okay, it's an award that goes out to like 1% of the agents. I think in Orange County there's only 4 agents that got it. You know, so it's a big deal as far as what farmers thinks of us. You know, to say that hey, we're one of the best groups of agents, and just like the outpour of like love and like congratulations and like I could tell like it's a really big deal for the company. So you guys are here and you guys don't really talk to other farmers people or corporate people, but it is something that is a huge honor for us to be recognized amongst the best. You know, so great job there. That's another thing that was kind of like highlight for me.
Then Maria came back.
Maria came back. okay, yeah, but Maria coming back is huge.
Oh,
Yeah.
she passed her license test.
Oh,
Diana.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That was so much
So much-
going on.
so many
I'd be
things
forgetting
happening.
because
Maria coming back.
on
Monday.
Had a great time. You know, I was recruiting somebody.
Oh, like him,
We'll still have
I
somebody
know.
start on Monday, but you know, just
Oh,
the fact
yeah.
that she came back and she already knows everything out the trainer. I mean, that's like
Yeah.
talk about like
That's a
somebody,
big highlight.
somebody brand new or
Yeah.
Maria coming back. Like you know, it's a big deal for us. Okay, so again, that's another reason I'm really excited about things moving forward. And then Diana passing her test on her first try, you know, that saves a lot of time for us as far as how fast she progresses. So, but yeah, those are all highlights. But I think you guys are missing like a big one.
What? I can't think of anything.
You know, it was my birthday, you know, so you guys.
Conceited, yeah, I was like,
Wait,
oh,
what?
yeah, that was like the biggest highlight.
Yeah, the biggest highlight of the month.
Huge celebration, and it's
Oh
something
my
that
God.
you know, never forget, you know. But yeah, but I do appreciate how that turned out, and you know, how you guys you know celebrated. So I'm very happy about that too. So a lot of
It was a
highlights,
long month.
a lot of
I
great
know.
things happen, right? But
It was.
you know, sometimes we just move on to the next month, and we're already like, okay, let's get our numbers. But let's look back and say, hey, we did a good job in March. A lot of good things happened to us. We're going the right direction. So the tone of the meeting is totally different from last month. All right.
Sounds good.
So yeah, let's talk about our winners here. Okay, so again, we need to have a bounce back month. And you know, we had somebody we always count on, stepped it up. 73,000 is, do you know where that ranks amongst one of your best?
Second.
Your second best month? Yeah.
Because last month was your best month.
No,
You did
January was,
83.
it was January.
Oh, January.
Yeah. So 3 years in, 3 months in, and then you already had your top 2 months of your career, 2021. So great way to start the year. Some of these numbers that really stand out to me was also number 1 with 861 phone calls. Okay, number 1 with 46.5 hours on the phone. That was 8 hours more in the second place. Okay, so that's a lot of activity on the phone, and that just shows, you know, and the phone stats, if you guys take a look at it, that really correlates to who's selling. You know, so when we talk about sales, we talk about, hey, building the rapport, talking about the discounts in detail, going over the coverage in detail, and then doing the recaps, just talking, those type of things help, and that is a very big number there. And then 93% attendance, so 43 months in a row now. Let's give it up for Agent of the Month, Laura Martinez. How'd your month go, Laura? Anything that stands out to you that helped you this month than the past?
Just like that, how you said, like build rapport, and then, like just be more proactive with like calls, like with my follow-up calls.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I'm really glad that, you know, even at your level, you know, some of the training, like, you know, helps. So building rapport, talking to them a little bit more, especially like bigger clients, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then following up more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then just, I don't know, just bringing up the other lines of insurances that we offer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cross-selling?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad. I think building the rapport one, I think that helps with our style, because our style is so like, we're going to save you time, we're going to get fast for you, you know? And sometimes we get a little too rushed. We just don't build that rapport, that connection. Like sometimes slow down, hey, what's going on with your situation? Oh, that's cool. And like slow down a little bit, chat it up with them, and then be like, oh, what about your home here? You know, what about this? What about that? And you have more of a conversation, and that usually leads to better things happening as far as more policies. First, we just care about that actual person we're talking to, and that leads to more products being sold later on. So building more connections, relationships is what we do. So great job at that. All right, and then we have Jasmine with 59,000, so close to 60. But I just want to give it up for her because now it's been 12 months in a row, a whole year now, over 50,000. Okay, so that's something that's, you know, I talk about it every meeting, but about consistency, because, you know, I do see a lot of times agents will like get 25, yes, and then, right? And then like sometimes 25, or like sometimes, oh, I got to this level, and then like, you know, Jasmine's the type where like she reaches the level, then she's not gonna go backwards. Like she's staying there for 12 months, and some of those months include 60, and this month is really close too. So that's a level to be able to sustain that for 12 months in a row is absolutely incredible. Number 2 in phone calls, 813. Number 2 in phone calls, like I talked to you guys, hours, 39 hours. Like I talked to you guys about the hours, those statistics. I'm glad they came back, because for a while I couldn't get those numbers, but I called the phone company, they fixed it. So we have those numbers now, and then 95% attendance. Let's get it up for Jasmine Spoda. I missed these in-person meetings. It's been a while. Any thoughts on your month, Jess? Who do you want to thank?
Thank you guys. No, but I mean, what helped me, you mean, or what do you want? What do you want me to ask? What was your question?
Just like what was all helped you last month, or anything stand out to you?
Pues, no.
El dinero.
Yeah, making a check, try to make a 60.
Oh, yeah.
Make it. Maybe if I would have came on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, I try to stay more on the phone with the client, just to, you know, give them more time to see if I can actually close.
Okay.
You know, be a little more patient and ask more questions.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, it's not how many quotes you do, it's how many close, you know? So talking to people.
And even if they don't buy it that day, I try to like just follow up on them and stuff like that, texting or calling them, and they do call back. Well, yesterday it was all people that called me back. No, nothing from yesterday.
Yeah. All that work you put in kind of like pays off on, you know, sometimes
If
in
it's
one
not
day.
that day, it'll come back eventually.
Yeah. Kind of how sales works, you know, you just not instant gratification right away. But especially the bigger ones, they take time, and they have to like hear your voice a couple times and like, oh, this person's for real, she's professional, she follows up, she calls me when she's supposed to, and then that builds a trust and builds a little bit more familiarity. Like, oh, Jasmine, hey, this is Jasmine again. Like, okay, I know who this person is. Now I feel more comfortable over the first call. You could close it. That's sometimes we get lucky, or their situation like helps you get one call closes, but the difference maker are the agents that could follow up and close ones that are maybes. Great job there.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm super happy for this our next third place winner, because this is her first time reaching her top 3. I'm just really happy because I'm not sure if you guys remember, but from way back, I've always said like, okay, this is a 40,000 over 40K agent, because I just believed in her, and not just with her numbers too, but just like the smile she brings, the happiness she brings, and the energy, the positive vibe she brings into the office is something that I get to see, and how it affects people around her. I think is something special too. So I like to see great things happen to people that help us in that way. And yeah, I mean, just there's a lot of reasons for her to be happy. Getting engaged, and then like buying a house, and then like we have Junior. So just a lot of things that I'm genuinely happy to see great things happen to her life. And these numbers for last month is something that I always knew was going to happen. So I'm just so happy to see it happen, because we talk about it all the time. It's like, hey, maybe this is the month. And then last month was the best month ever on a slow month for us. So that already showed me signs that like, hey, even if it's slow, this agent is serious about it this year. So for her to reach it, 44,000, and finish third place for the first time, I really am happy to present this to Kelly.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts?
How do you feel?
This is surreal. I think my mom.
April Fool's joke I have to confess to, because the payment contest winner is actually Diana. All right, so Diana with her most payments, it's her personal high, 134 payments. And now, speaking of consistency too, 6 months in a row. So that's a big deal. She helped us out with the social media, because I think that's a great way for you guys to get leads, just to put yourself out there, let people know they're your insurance. And she was the one that, put herself out there. I think that's a good sign for things to come. And then also, just passing the test. I mean, that's just something that we just don't want to skip over when we do a monthly results meeting, because that is one of the highlights of our agency moving forward, how it's going to affect us long term. For her to get that out of the way earlier in this year and to be ready, and still learning every day, at a faster pace now that she's licensed sooner, that's going to really help her out and help us out. So really excited about Diana's future. I think I'm really glad to be able to recognize her for the payment contest 6 months in a row now. Let's congratulate Diana. And then we have the attendance winner. It was just a better attendance overall for us all around, but the number one attendance was Jaylene at 97%. So let's give it up for Jaylene. All right. So let's talk about now the one of my favorite topics. What do you guys think it is? Come on, guys. You guys know me. What's one of my favorite topics?
To reach our goal next month.
Reach our goal. Okay. Yeah, that's very similar to what we're going to talk about. Um, it's just one word that starts with a M.
Motivation.
Motivation. Okay. So this is a topic that obviously I have a deep interest in, because it's really the difference maker. So I want to talk to you guys about what makes you guys motivated. Okay. So throw it out there for, personally, like what motivates you guys?
Money.
Money.
That one.
Okay. All right. Money. That's what we're all here to do, right? Make money. What else? Well, why money? Like, what do you, why is money motivate you guys?
Family.
Oh, to help your family. Nice. I love that one. Okay. What about you guys? Anything else that motivates you guys?
Yeah, you guys. I can't be the only one in this meeting.
That's right. Let's help Jay out here.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, money. But I
Okay.
guess like you're just like how you perceive yourself, like if you're doing good, you see yourself as doing good. So like that's what motivates.
Yeah. Self-worth or self-awareness or
Yeah.
self-respect or self-love. Kind of like yeah, self-worth or your identity, motivates you to want to be better, right? That's who you are. So I think that motivates you, motivates me too. So self-worth is kind of a strong word, but let's put that in there. I bet there's other words to describe what you're saying, but I totally get you, Diana. Like you feel like you deserve better. You should have like a higher standard for yourself. You want to be above average. So those are things that drive people too. Competitiveness or like just wanting to know that you're better. You're capable. What about you, Maria?
My kids.
Your kids? Okay.
hmm
I love that one. That's a very strong one. Okay. I feel you on that one. We'll talk about that a little bit more deeper. Okay. What about you, Yi-chan?
Well, I kind of agree with Diana for myself, for confidence and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, confidence. Okay, that's good. Okay. So these are all great ones, okay? I'm gonna share with you guys some things that have motivated me. So when I was in college, we're just about to finish college. So I was pretty young, right? 23 or something like that, 22 or something. Yeah, 22 or something like that. One of my high school friends at that time got the new Infiniti G35 Coupe and it just came out. And he turned on the engine and it was like boom. And I was like, wow, this is freaking like, it was like one of the, like, the best cars I ever like been in, you know? And it wasn't like we were the same age, we were same high school friends. So it was just like his parents were just like, you know, doing better than my parents basically. And he just had this brand new car just came out. Like Infinity didn't, you know, um, have that G35 back then. So I was like, this is the car I have to get. Like I was like so in love with that car. And I was driving a Honda Accord at that time, and it was just like that car is like real wheel drive, and it's just like the sound is like so awesome, and the exhausts were like big, and like my car was like, I thought it was cool, but I was like, man, this is like just on a whole nother level there. And I remember at that time I was like, and I was kind of competitive because like I was like, why is this guy, have this car, and why do I not? I want that car. And at that time I was like, I don't give a fuck, whatever it takes, I'm gonna get that car too. And at that time, because of that decision, I was like, okay, what's the only way for me to be able to afford a car like that at that early of an age? I was like, I had to get in sales. So that's kind of how I got in sales. Okay, so that really motivated me. It's very selfish, but I just wanted that car. So, and then at AAA, when I started working there, it was a sales environment. So I really wanted that car. By the way, I did get that car. I had enough money to buy that car in cash. So I saved up 40,000 so I could buy that car. I didn't, obviously, I took a loan out still. This is kind of a separate story. It doesn't even really matter. But the way I got that car, I actually got it while I was on lunch break from work. It was on Harbor Boulevard. I went down to Harbor and I went to the Infiniti dealership. Everything was all planned out. Like I'm gonna get the black, okay, with the light gray interior, stick shift, and I didn't even know how to drive a stick shift at that time. That was I went to the car dealership during lunch, which I had an hour. If I went over it, I wouldn't. It wasn't like a big deal to me, but I just literally like just stalling all the way up Harbor Boulevard just to get back to where I work. So, anyways, I accomplished that goal. Okay, and then like we do award ceremonies. There was an award ceremony at AAA, and I killed it that year. I mean, I absolutely like outsold everybody. And I was a young kid. I was like cocky, and I went to a award ceremony, and the agent of the year went to somebody else. And sometimes, I'll tell you guys about corporate America, and there's a lot of things that I should take accountability to, but Asian hate or Asian stereotypes or Asian, um, it exists. Okay. I mean, it's not like I got beat up or anything like that, but there's definitely reasons I didn't get that where I felt like, how can I'll sell this agent twice as much autos, three times as much homes, and they had like this random like boat contest, and I won that contest too during the summer. Like I sold the whole office and definitely made more money than anybody. And I was like, how come this guy won it and I didn't? And that shit made me so mad. I was like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna next year, this very next moment, we'll do this over again because we do this every year. I'm gonna make sure there's no doubt, and I'm gonna win the Agent of the Month, Agent of the Year next year. So I worked my ass off because it wasn't even about the money. It was just about like the competition. I was like, I gotta be recognized. The award motivated me at that time. Awards were really important to me. So I was like, I'm gonna win this award. And what happened, okay, is the day before the award, okay, I was like, I got this for sure this year. This other agent wasn't even with the company anymore. Right. And then it's just like everybody knew like I was the best. Like there was like no questions asked. Like it was just like it wasn't even like the numbers weren't even close. Right. And then the day before, and I was like, the whole year I've been waiting for this. I had like my outfit all figured out. I was like, I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna win the award, and I'm gonna like, take pictures with certain people that helped me and stuff like that. And because they kind of did it like a nice hotel and stuff like that, and everyone all got dressed up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna win this award. The day before, all right, they fire me. Okay, now over some BS too, some crazy BS. Okay, so first of all, I just want to tell you guys, okay, cars motivate people, awards motivate people, because that was me, right? And then what really motivated to let you guys understand why I am like how I am right now is because proving people wrong motivates me too.
Right.
You know, I was like, fuck these bitches.
That's right, Sam.
I was so fucking pissed off. I was walking to my car after I got fired. That 5 minute walk was like a freaking lifetime. I was like so freaking pissed off. I actually, when I had to sign something, I threw that pen across across the room. I didn't even sign it. I was like, fuck this, and I just walked out. Um, so now proving other people wrong, that's also a motivating factor for a lot of people too. And then I'll tell you guys, I went to State Farm and I applied. That was the first place I applied at. Okay, and they freaking denied me.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because I think some of it, it's kind of crazy, but I don't know. I think agents, that people think agents don't fight back. That's like a stereotype, and then a lot of times it is something that is a fault of ourselves that we don't fight back and we just work harder. So we have to work twice as harder to get recognition. But I don't know what. Well, State Farm just had a test, and I took the test, and I was like, okay, and then they didn't accept me. Okay, so I went. So I had another chip on my shoulder. I was like, I was like, okay, well, farmers accepted me. I think farmers. Now that we're on the topic, I think they have a great. Um, See, farmers started in California, in LA, and I feel like farmers has a more diverse background. They because State Farm, and it's all state. They started in like Illinois and like Nationwide. They're an East Coast company. Like, there's all these other companies, but farmers started in LA, so they have more of a diverse history. So I felt like okay, they wanted me. So that's why I started with farmers. But still, even after I started farmers, I was like, I'm gonna show them like they freaking made a huge mistake. They had a real superstar, and I'm gonna accomplish great things. And I just want to show people that fire me that they made the wrong decision, and I am a winner, and you know all that stuff. That stuff just lit a fire inside of me that like kept going for a real strong time. But after what I want to share with you guys is that I noticed that all these things it was just for myself. you know, and it took me a long time to learn this, but I just want to share with you guys because once I shifted into thinking like, okay, what motivates me is all these things, which is fine. And you guys could use some of these maybe. You know, you want a better car, maybe you want to get the award. Okay, you want to have make more money. Okay, proving other people wrong is it helps. Okay, I used it. I used it to get where I am. But one of the things that really shifted my whole motivation game up to a whole nother level is when you start doing it for other people. Okay, if you guys could think about the least successful person you personally know. Okay, have you guys done that now? Just random someone, you know, I know this person, they're not successful at all. Okay, I promise you the reason is because they're the most selfish person. They don't want to help anybody else. They just want to have fun. They just want to get high. They just want to get drunk. They're not helping anybody. They're just selfish because they just want only thinking about themselves, and that's what makes them unsuccessful. Now, the most successful people are the ones that really care about other people. So, what I want you guys to do is get a post-it and write down 3 people that you guys love. It's pretty easy, right? And there's probably more than 3 people, but the first 3 people you guys, you know, could come up with. All right. So that's for yourself, you know, and I actually recommend you to put it on your computer or somewhere like that where you can see it. Okay. Because that's who we do this for. That's who I want you guys to do it for. Yeah, do it for yourself, but when you do it for somebody else, it gives you a much higher responsibility, obligation. You're like, damn, it's not for me, you know, because if it's for you, you could be like, okay, I can slack off, like I'm the one who hurts. But if it's other people are dependent on you, then you're like, man, I can't slack off today because these people are depending on me. Okay. So if you have a kid, that's easy. You know, that's so easy. Like literally what you do today is going to affect what their future is, what type of, you know, doctor they're going to have, what type of, you know, school they're going to have, what type of friends they're going to have, like if they're going to be around violence or if they're going to be in a nice neighborhood, like literally it determines their whole freaking future depending on how you perform at work is their future. Did anybody have your parents on there? Okay. Do it for them. Do you really want them to not be proud of you? I want them to be so proud of me. I owe them that feeling of like, hey, I did a good job raising my kid. Like you want them to know that, hey, mom, hey, dad, you did a great job because look what I am right now. And if you can make them proud, that is something that should be motivating as fuck to be like, okay, I got to do this for them. Okay. So you see how that takes you to a whole nother level of like, okay, the cars and the awards, proving people wrong. That's nice. You got into a certain situation. But now if you put someone else there, that puts you in a whole nother level. For me, not only do I have my kids, obviously, you know, I want to make my wife proud, you know, your spouse, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys have your spouse on there too, because you don't want them to think that they're dating just a basic person. You know, you want them to know, hey, you're with a winner. You want them to be proud with for you. And then obviously your kids, so, and then your parents I talked about. Okay, for me, think about for me. Now I have an obligation because I have you guys. I'm doing this for you guys. Because what if I slack off? Then that's gonna affect your guys' pay.
Hmm.
That's why I don't take a day off because like I had that obligation because you guys chose me as an employer. You guys could say like, hey, I want to work for somebody else. Like you guys chose me. Like that's my obligation now to make sure you guys have the opportunity. And now what's even more crazier that I'm, you know, 13 years in as a business owner is like, man, like what I actually do actually not only affects my employees, but affects my employees' kids, their families. So now think about all the obligation. I feel like the weight of the responsibility. I cannot freaking slack off. Like my motivation level is through the roof because like if I'm just like, you know, hanging out and just wasting my time and not doing anything or creating new opportunities, then it affects not only you guys but your kids' lives. You know, so that, as you guys can see, how it just, the more responsibility you have, the more you're doing it for others. That's what's going to keep you guys driven. And I want you guys to stay driven, and I want you guys to, you know what the reason is. Um, and know who you're doing it for. Okay, so that's why writing those three names down. You can add more, but put it on a poster where you can see that work and understand what drives you. Okay, because that has really worked for me. And it took me a long time to recognize that, like, hey, doing it for myself will get me so far, but the next level is doing it for others. And I know, way down the list, you guys have three people. You guys will have more people down there. Okay, a lot of people, and I don't expect for you guys to put my name on there, but somewhere, okay, because I'm pouring a lot for you guys, and I do this for you guys. Put me in there too, okay? Do it for me too, all right? Because I want to accomplish great things. So if you guys are thinking about, sometimes about the business and stuff like that, think about the business, because I'll tell you guys, once you do it for others, once you do it not just for yourself, but for others, the return is so much more significant. And I think that's one thing that made me realize, because I would have only gotten so far if it was only for the card awards and proving someone wrong. Once they started hiring people, and then they started having kids, and they started getting, buying houses, and then they started, getting married and stuff like that. That's when, like, damn, like, what I do really makes a difference, and what you guys do definitely makes a difference in the people around you. So have some purpose with what you guys are doing, and I guarantee you guys the return will be so much greater, and the fulfillment and the gratification is going to be greater too. So just want you guys to stay motivated. I hope this helps. So yeah, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. All right.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ladies.